This is Karen. Okay, send her in. Thanks. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Karen.
How are you?
I'm
Thanks
good.
for
How are
taking
you?
time to come in
Thank you.
and go over your performance appraisal.
Mhm.
Thanks so much for completing the self-evaluation form and sending it in on time. I really appreciate it.
Sure.
And I have to tell you, in looking at your ratings, I think we're right on target with each other. So
Good.
that was very good. As you know, the performance appraisal process is a very important process here at Keystone College because it provides us with an opportunity to talk about what's going on in your work, gives you a chance to tell me if you have any concerns or issues, and it also provides me with an opportunity to share with you how you are supporting the whole strategic planning process, the strategic goals of our department and of the college, and to show you that you really do play an integral part in the success of the department and the college.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, let's look at first your goals from last year.
Mm-hmm.
You did an excellent job on the department report.
Thanks. I worked really hard on that.
I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell. The column headings clearly describe the material, and the calculations in the report were all correct and in an easy-to-read format. Excellent job. And you submitted it early, so that was a bonus too. So that was awesome. As you know, this particular goal supports the strategic plan in regard to monitoring retention, which is critical to the success of Keystone, right? We have to keep the students that come here, so you know how important that is. So, moving on, let's look at the different categories here that you also rated in your self-evaluation form as well. For customer service here, I rated you as meets expectations.
Mm-hmm.
I have noticed that sometimes when you come to the window, when you're greeting students, that you seem rushed.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even realize that was happening. You know, the problem that the student has, I want to figure out what it is, get it solved, and move forward. I didn't even realize I was rushing them.
Okay. Well, and when we greet students, if we're not smiling and have a happy tone in our voice, sometimes they can perceive that as that they're not important.
That makes sense.
Yes, and as you know, they are the most important thing here at the college. You know, without them, we wouldn't have our jobs. And I know sometimes we get so wrapped up in a report or our own work, and the phone rings or someone comes in. Sometimes we can view that as a distraction. But we have to remember that, you know, our job, a big part of our job is customer service, and that we always want our customer, whether it be somebody else on the campus, inside, outside, or a student, to really feel valued here. So good. So I'm so glad that you'll work on that.
Absolutely.
In regard to teamwork, I have that you have done an above average job because you have worked with let me take some of this from your evaluation that you wrote. You had worked on a project where you filled in as the team leader. You took the team leader role, and you actually had the department work on this major transaction goal, and you accomplished that. And it took leadership skills and communication skills for you to get everybody else to cooperate and work with you and accomplish that, and you did an excellent job with that.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Let's see. For the accountability and responsibility, I have that you did meets expectations for those. And for attendance and punctuality, I have that you missed one day this past year, and that you're on time every day, and you know you're back from lunch every day on time, so thank you for doing that. And then when we come to initiative, I have that you exceeds expectations, because when Julie was out on her leave, when she had her appendix removed, you worked through some lunches. I know you skipped breaks and so on just to help get her work done.
Make sure everything's done, yep.
Yeah, so really appreciate that. Very good. Do you have any concerns in the department? Anything that you see is that we need to talk about? I know we talk all the time, but this provides a really formal opportunity for us to talk.
Not that I can think of offhand. I appreciate you asking, though. But if I think of something, I'll let you know.
Okay. Okay. Then the last piece of this is for us to talk about goals for next year.
Okay.
So I noticed here that you had in your self-evaluation talked about the desire to create a brochure for students explaining to them how to apply for loans and grants and so on. And I think that's a wonderful idea. That way you can give them something. We can also post it out on the website where they can download it.
Yep.
And I want you to know, in looking at the strategic plan, I went back and looked, and that fulfills Goal 3, Objective 2. It's because it deals with retention of students. So that's how you will be supporting the college's goals. So excellent. Now, one goal, as we were talking, that came to mind is the goal of greeting students with a friendly tone and smile. Would you be willing to consider that as a goal for this year?
That definitely makes a lot of sense, yeah. I will work on that.
Okay. And again, that would fall under Goal 3, and I'll write that in, Goal 3, Objective 2, because again, it deals with retention, and that is so important. Okay, very good. All right, so with that, I calculated the average for Section 1 as 3.75, adding these up and dividing and getting an average for Section 2 is 3.38, and then your overall rating is 3.57. Now on our rating scale here, you can see we have 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and there's an explanation of each one. 3, now remember you're a 3, 5. 3 is performance meets expectations in most areas of responsibility. And you are doing more than that, right? And a 4 is performance consistently meets expectations in key areas of responsibility and exceeds expectations in some areas. So you're right in between these two. And, you've only been here, about a year and a half now,
so
right?
I'm doing okay for starting out?
Yes, you're doing an excellent job.
That's good.
So what we want to do is move towards the 4, right? Because you are doing such a good job. You've shown initiative and so on, and you're willing to work on the issue with grading the students and so on, which shows that you're cooperative and so on, Brittany. So you're doing a good job here, and we want you to continue doing a good job. So I just need you to sign this form here, and then I will personally make a copy of this for you.
Great.
And drop it off for you, because I consider it to be a confidential form. And then I will make sure that HR gets it in a confidential envelope.
Great.
Okay?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right. And if you have any questions or concerns at any time, please stop in and see me. Okay?
All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.